What is going on, garden fans? Welcome back to the Permaculture Homestead. It is Earth Day, and I want to give you an update of the Permaculture Food Forest on Earth Day. Just a quick video log for the week. If y'all been watching, this raspberry patch here started out as 2 raspberries just 3.5 years ago, and now it is literally taking over our whole food forest. And this giant patch of raspberry isn't alone. It's got some helpers and understory plants along with it. We got mint under here, spearmint. We got rose campion. This is just a companion plant to bring in pollinators. And then I got veggies growing underneath this whole patch of food in the form of rhubarb. So yeah, dude, I got rhubarb to grow in South Carolina, Zone 8. It's a pretty shady, cool spot in our yard. It actually kind of likes it there. That's the west side of the house. And of course, I've got wild blackberries along the edge of the house. So every square inch of my yard is being taken up with some sort of food item. And I'm letting these raspberries spread. They're going to make their way into the forest floor, and they're going to be happy out there, and I'm going to be happy with them because that's more food for us. Elderberry hedge started out a couple years ago as a few sticks in the ground, and now it is this towering privacy hedge that we got to kind of shield our back of our house here. And once again, this elderberry has its own pile of food underneath it. I'm letting the wild blackberries grow, but we've also got things like carrot coming up. We've got a whole row of carrot actually here along the elderberry fence line, and lemon balm. So there's mint, there's lemon balm, I've got carrot as vegetable, and elderberry as a top story. And then the rabbit is coming through here, and I'm rabbit tractoring her along and planting veggies behind it. So, method to the madness here. It might look like a bunch of weeds, but it's not. Peach trees getting larger. Didn't really prune them this year, didn't want to. Pawpaws looking good. The larger of the 2 pawpaws that I got here leafing out and sending out runners. So this is truly the beginning of a pawpaw patch back here. This upper swale is probably the most developed part of the yard right now. And trees include the pawpaw. I've got a peach. I've got a jujube. There's another pawpaw sitting over here. So it's a lot of wild edibles growing out here. Here's the jujube, looking good, flowering. Wild edibles in the form of wing sumac grows through here. I pruned it down and I let it grow. It's a good shrub layer. Blackberries are coming in. They're looking awesome. The wild blackberries will probably fruit out first for us, and then the cultivated variety of blackberries are going to be next to give me some sort of yield. So we're definitely going to be overrun with berries. We're doing great with small fruits. Once again, this whole upper swale section is probably the most developed piece of land, with a giant canopy starting to form. There's also a mulberry on this top canopy, this top area. Parsley going to flower. I love umbelliferae flowers. They look really good, and they bring in all types of native pollinators. This is a true polyculture. Some rosemary out here. Mint is my understory right now. Artichoke, globe artichoke with parsley as an understory. And hibiscus coming back from last year. There's the Towerton Bay bush right next to a mulberry, which itself has raspberries and autumn olive underneath that as nitrogen fixation. You can see more blackberries next to a fig. And here's just a look at the whole upper swale. It's all blackberries through here. Blackberry, 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 with an understory of mint and some nitrogen fixing vetch, which I'm about due to chop and drop. Using potatoes in pots this year. I always grow my potatoes in pots. They just seem to do better. I am going to try to plant a few potatoes out in the food forest. Just really still thinking about that. Got to find a good zone for them, good area. Big blackberry canes for next year coming in. They're huge. In going on to our 5th year, garden fans, this food forest has certainly developed quite a bit. And it's getting to the point where I do a lot less maintenance and really just have a few scheduled disturbances throughout the year. Got a blueberry, another blueberry, autumn olive, more blueberry, lemon verbena in a pot, more parsley. Along the fence line we got shrubs. So I've got more blackberries growing up and around, grapes, muscadine grapes growing up, and then elderberry as a tall overstory shrub. Gets more wild the further away I get from the house, so there's a lot more weeds here in the top corner. Do have things like bee balm as understory plants. There are 3 actually hugel lumps, swales back here. Really the only one that's looking good right now is the pomegranate. I got one with pomegranate, gummy berry. It's got this lamb's quarters and lemon balm understory. And I like lamb's quarters. I throw lamb's quarters into my salads. It's a great substitute for spinach. Right now, garden fans, everything you see that's green is just about edible. And that was the whole goal that I had in mind for this food forest, was to just make everything edible, or at least some sort of companion plant that was doing something useful. It's taken me 4 years to get here. We're going on our 4th year, Earth Day, 2018. And it's looking pretty good. It really is. From a lot of different angles, it looks really good. If you were to just walk back here, you wouldn't even know that this was a garden. It just looks like a wild jungle, which is what I want. In the far back, I've got 2 plums, a Santa Rosa and a Methley plum. They've really blown out. I probably should have done some pruning to open up the middle of them, but they're not hurting at all. They're putting on more fruit than they ever have since I've gotten them. They have a nice little understory of mountain mint coming up. And of course the blackberries on the other side of the fence are going to start working their way through here. So these trees are going to have a nice herb and shrub layer underneath them as well. There's a fig back here looking good. And last thing I want to update y'all on is the chickens. We've got 5 chicks back here that aren't really chicks anymore. They're kind of getting to that adolescent period. Still going to be a couple months before they're ready to start laying eggs. But we got them. We got an Easter egger, 2 buff Orpingtons, and 2 sex links somethings. I don't remember right now. But chickens are here, looking good. The only thing I'm missing is bees, garden fans. A bee swarmed on me, and I have no bees. So I'm currently on a hunt to catch a swarm. But that's it for Earth Day, garden fans. I appreciate y'all watching as always. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell if you haven't already. And if you got any questions about permaculture, food forestry, or plants in general, just ask. We appreciate y'all watching as always. We can't do it without you, and really we don't do it without you. We appreciate your support. It really motivates me to just keep on doing what Mother Nature does best. Thanks, garden fans. God bless.